I am Dr. W. Gunale from Kamlanjan Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss the magnetic properties of the complexes, and we know that when the complex material is placed in the magnetic field, they show different behavior, and there are four different types of magnetic behavior. One is a paramagnetism, diamagnetism, ferromagnetism and antiferromagnetism. So all these parts we are going to discuss in today's presentation. Also we are going to see the concept of magnetic permeability and magnetic susceptibility. So that today's topic is the magnetic properties of the complexes, and in these magnetic properties, first of all we are going to see the what is meant by the magnetic behavior and how the current flows. So in this case, as we know, electrons are revolving around the nucleus in every atom, and this revolving of electron like a loop of current was shown by the one physicist scientist Aerostate, and to deflect the magnetic needle. When electron revolve in anti-clockwise direction, the current is clockwise. As a result of this, upper face of the electron loop act as a south pole and lower face act as a north pole, as shown in the slide. Therefore, we can say that electron in motion behave as a magnetic dipole or possess definite magnetic moment. And here, this is the here shown this is the moment of electron in clockwise, and this is the north pole and south pole. So this shows the relation between the moment of electron and electric current produced. So an electron in the motion behave as a magnetic dipole, and as we know that there are different types of behavior of the electron, and here when the substance is placed in the magnetic field, or we can say that on the basis of magnetic property, substances are classified as a ferromagnetic substances, which are shown here, the two basic concepts. And we know that on the basis of magnetic property, substances are classified as ferromagnetic, diamagnetic, paramagnetic and antiferromagnetic behavior. The magnetic properties of substances help us in deciding the molecular structure. In order to understand the behavior of these substances, it is useful to consider the term magnetic permeability and magnetic susceptibility. And many compounds of d block element exhibit magnetic property, which is due to the presence of unpaired electron in the d orbital. So here is the first term, which what is magnetic permeability is shown. So what is meant by the magnetic permeability? So if the two magnetic poles of the strength m1 and m2 are m1 and m2 are separated by a distance r in any medium, the force E acting between them is given by, so this is the formula which is shown here. F is equals to 1 by k into m1 m2 and r square. So r is the distance, and m1 m2 are the pole strength, and the k is the magnetic permeability. And so this is the equation where k is a constant, and this k is known as for the given medium and known as the magnetic permeability of that medium. And now here important second term is there, magnetic susceptibility, which is also represented by the symbol K. And generally and here we can say that what is meant by the magnetic permeability, it is defined as the ratio of intensity of magnetization of the specimen of material to the strength of applied magnetic field. As we know that this magnetic susceptibility give an idea about the magnetic line of force passing through that. So this is the ratio, actually it is the ratio of magnetic here, that is k equal to, we can write I upon H. So this is the formula for, and in this k equal to IH, k is the magnetic susceptibility, I is the intensity of magnetization, H is the strength of applied magnetic field. So these are the two basic terms in case of these magnetic properties, and this is known as the volume magnetic susceptibility. Likewise, gram magnetic susceptibility can be obtained by dividing the K by density of the material. So this is the K, and if we divide the K by density of the material, then we get then we get the it is denoted by the symbol that is called the gram magnetic susceptibility. So X symbol is the small x, G the magnetic susceptibility equals to K by D. D is the density of the material. Sometimes more useful term is the molar magnetic susceptibility, represented by symbol small x m. and defined as the magnetic susceptibility per mole of the sample, and it is represented by the formula xm equals to xg into m. So this density is that is the magnetic susceptibility is it multiplied by m, molecular weight, then we get the xm, that is the m is the molecular weight magnetic susceptibility, and which is known as the molar magnetic susceptibility. So chi m xm equals to xg into m. So m is the molecular weight. So these are the two terms which are generally used in the magnetic properties of these complexes. And in the next slide now, we are going to see, as we know, there are four different types of behavior, and the first one is the paramagnetism, second is the diamagnetism, third is the ferromagnetism, and fourth is the antiferromagnetism. So first term is here, that is the paramagnetism, and as we know, paramagnetic substances are defined as the substance which are attracted toward the magnetic field. The number of magnetic line of force passing through the magnetic substance are much more as compared to the those they are passing through the vacuum, as shown here. So this is the first term, paramagnetism. In the figure shown, this is the magnetic substance, south pole, north pole. The magnetic line of force passing through the substance, maximum lines are passing through the substance instead of passing through the vacuum. So this is because of this this substance attract the magnetic line of force, and so there is an attraction, and therefore maximum magnetic line of force passing through the substance instead of the vacuum. And such type of materials or substances are known as the paramagnetic substances or and the phenomena is known as the paramagnetism. And paramagnetism is caused by the presence of unpaired electron, because these paramagnetic substances contain one or more unpaired electron, and therefore they show this paramagnetism. The more the number of unpaired electron in the substance, the greater is the magnetic behavior. So we know that most of the unpaired electrons are there in the substances in case of transition element. As a result of that, transition metal display or shows paramagnetic character. All paramagnetic substances have a net non-zero magnetic moment of its own. And some of the common examples of paramagnetic substances are aluminium, platinum, chromium, copper sulfate, iron, copper nickel are the examples, common examples which contain one or more unpaired electrons. These are the examples of this, and this is the in a figure shown how the paramagnetic behavior is shown. So this is the first one, and important feature of this is that they in case of paramagnetism, the substance contains one or more unpaired electron, and they are attracted toward the magnetic field, maximum magnetic line of force passing through the substance instead of through the vacuum. So this is the first term, paramagnetism. Second important term is there, diamagnetism. In case of diamagnetism, we can say that substances which are weakly repelled by the external magnetic field, and such substances are called diamagnetic substances. And in this case, the electron present in the substances all are paired, and therefore they are known as the diamagnetism. So diamagnetism is exhibited by the substance which allow the magnetic line of force to pass through the vacuum rather than through the substance, as there is no attraction and there is a repulsion, and therefore maximum magnetic line of force passing through the vacuum instead of passing through the substance. So this is the circle is shown is the magnetic substance, and this magnetic line of force passing through the vacuum. So see here, the maximum line of force passing through the vacuum instead of passing through the substance, and therefore this is the case because there is no any unpaired electron, there is no any attraction, there is a repulsion, and because of that very large number of magnetic line of force passing through the vacuum and not through the substance. It amounts to saying that in case of diamagnetic substances, the number of line passing through the vacuum and less through the substance, and as a result of that, diamagnetic substances are slightly repelled by the external magnetic field. And as we know, diamagnetism is exhibited by all substances with completely filled electronic subshell. Diamagnetism is produced by the orbital motion of the electron of the atom or ion or molecules of the substances. Diamagnetic effect arises only when the substance is placed in magnetic field. It is due to the interaction of applied magnetic field with the magnetic field induced in a substance with completely filled electronic subshell. So this is second term, and important feature are they have paired electrons, and there is no attraction, or there is a repulsion with the applied field, and therefore they show repulsion, and here the magnetic line of force passing through the vacuum large, and very less through the substance. And so this is the second important magnetic property, that is the diamagnetic behavior. Third important term is their ferromagnetism. And now what is the ferromagnetism? We can say that ferromagnetism is nothing but the extreme case of the case of the paramagnetism, and these contain large number of electrons, unpaired electron, so they are also known as ferromagnetism. So ferromagnetism is a limiting case of paramagnetism, and extreme paramagnetism is called ferromagnetism. Such phenomena is observed when substance contains large number of unpaired electrons and having parallel spin. There are various groups of electrons with the parallel spin. These groups are called domain. In the absence of external magnetic field, these domains are aligned randomly. When external magnetic field is applied, these domains get aligned in the direction of the field. Due to this, magnetic moment and magnetic susceptibility have a large positive value. So we can say that this ferromagnetism is an extreme case of the case of the paramagnetism, and these ferromagnetic substances contain large number of unpaired electron, and we can also say that much greater than the paramagnetic substances. These substances differ from paramagnetic substances in their temperature dependence. With increase in temperature, the magnetic susceptibility decreases rapidly up to the temperature. That temperature is known as Curie temperature, and here above this temperature it shows decrease in the magnetic susceptibility similar to the paramagnetism, and therefore we can say that ferromagnetic substances, for this case Curie law can be written as, so Curie law is there, that is chi of the chi is equals to C upon T minus Tc. So chi is the ferromagnetic susceptibility. So this is the one term, third number, and we can say that important characteristics of this material that they contain large number of unpaired electrons as compared to paramagnetic. It is the extreme case of the paramagnetism, and substances, example of such type are the iron, cobalt, alloy are the examples of ferromagnetisms. And next, number fourth term is the ferrimagnetism or antiferromagnetism. And in case of this ferrimagnetism, in some compound, atoms contain unpaired electron, but they get coupled with the electron in the neighboring atom having opposite spin. As a result, it behaves as a diamagnetic at room temperature, but with the increase in temperature, this coupling breaks down and magnetic susceptibility starts increasing, and therefore magnetic susceptibility increases up to a certain temperature, that is called nil temperature, nil. So this nil temperature represented by Tn, after which the susceptibility decreases in the same manner as that of the paramagnetism. Such substances contain crystals having equal number of electrons with the clockwise and anti-clockwise spin. However, in atomic level, the spin are not paired. For antiferromagnetic substances, Curie law can be written as, that is chi equals to C upon T plus Tn. That is, chi is the ferrimagnetic susceptibility like the ferromagnetic, and effect of temperature is also there on the magnetic susceptibility for the different substances, and the table is given for the comparison of these magnetic properties. So here different types of table shows different types of magnetism and their characteristics. So this table shows the four types of material. One is diamagnetic, here paramagnetism, ferromagnetism, antiferromagnetism, and their magnetic susceptibility value is given in a 10 to minus 6, 10 to minus 4, 10 to minus 2, and here it is between minus 5 to minus 7. And susceptibility value is a negative positive, this is positive, positive. Only first is a negative. In case of dependence of applied field, so it is independent, it is also independent, only this is dependent and may depends. And origin is shown here. Field induced paired electron circulation, angular moment of electron spin exchange. So this is the origin of this behavior. So different types of behaviors are there. 4 different types of behavior are there. Diamagnetism, then paramagnetism, ferromagnetism, and the antiferromagnetism. And so today we stop here, and we are going to discuss in the next part the that is the determination of magnetic susceptibility by the Gauss method, and also the spin only formula, and Alberta contribution to the magnetic moment, and magnetic properties of some complexes or different configurations.